So hi guys, Newbury Biker. Sunday the 25th of October. So just to let you know, I'm past my mod 1 week or two ago. I did video it, at least I tried to, but I had problems with the camera, and the guys who were running the course weren't too keen, some of them, on me videoing it. So I did say that I wouldn't be putting any of the video footage up onto YouTube, so you won't see any of that, guys. But I may I'll video the mod 2 part of the test, which is mainly me on the road, I think, and other road users as opposed to trainers and things. So I may put part of that on onto YouTube, onto my channel. Yet time will tell, see how we get on. But I've managed to get my camera to charge up, so turns out that the issue is there's all the byway guys, and we're not going to follow them. We don't know any of them, so KTM lads. But our mission today is to practice the road part of the riding for the mod 2, which I have my training in on Saturday the 7th and Sunday the 8th of November. In the afternoon, sort of afternoon, half a day, 2 half a days I guess, and the actual mod 2 test out on the road booked in for Wednesday the 11th. So hopefully on the 11th I'll have a full license on the end of the 11th, but we'll see how we get on. And just gonna go and practice today, try and get my observations, positioning and indicators and things all clued up, ready for the test. So here we go. Observation, all clear, and off we go. So right down on the normal route, I think, towards Newbury. But anyway, I was telling you about my camera, wasn't I? Camera appears to charge when plugged into the PC. I don't know what the ampage is from the PC, but I know it will not charge properly if I plug it into a sort of dedicated wall charger, which is not 3-pin plug-in, but the actual USB transformer and charger mechanism is all built into the actual faceplate or the backplate of the 13-pin socket. And I know that is 3.1 amps at 5 volts DC, because it's actually written, having taken a look, it's actually written on the front of the unit. So that does not seem to do the business. It just leaves the camera partly charged, and it never seems to reach the point where it the LED turns from red to green and it should switch itself off, saying it's fully charged. Well, it doesn't seem to want to do that. So plugging the camera into the computer, and I'm guessing now, because I have a lead that plugs into the computer for multi USB connections into a single USB port on the laptop, and on the end of that unit it has, if you like, just a charging port where you can't access, for example, the SIMS card or anything, and that says 5.1 amps, I'm sure it does. So the laptop has a higher charging output than the wall, believe it or not, built-in dedicated wall unit, which seems strange, but that's the case. And I plugged it into the laptop, and within a few hours of it being in there, it was fully charged and toggled from the red LED status on the camera to the green LED status. So it definitely works there. And the guy at Drift, nice guy at Drift, who's been sending me emails when I've emailed him to see I've had problems, has sort of said, well, what's the ampage of the charger? And I thought, well, surely it doesn't matter, it should trickle charge if you're not using it and fully charge itself. But I guess it does. It must be in the software in the camera, which is the Ghost Drift X camera. Mustn't like a trickle charge, it must like a higher ampage. So putting the two and two together and coming up with 4, hopefully, that seems to have resolved the charging issue. But we'll ride it out today, and then we'll charge it up again on the laptop and actually see if it, you know, it isn't just a fluke or good luck, and see if it charges again properly as it should do. And if that is the case, I need to plug it into a wall charger that produces more than 3.1 amps at 5 volts DC, or put it into the laptop, into the port, and charge it from the laptop. So anyway, hopefully that's resolved it. Hopefully the audio is good. I have reduced the field of vision down to 115 degrees, because on my last video it was on 140, I think, and you could continually see the side of my helmet in the shot. So this one at 115, which is what I used to have it set on the previous videos, just sort of seems to clear the helmet and doesn't show the helmet, or at least not a lot of the helmet in the actual footage. So anyway, mirrors down the gearbox, and we've got someone turning. Off we go. So that was nicely done, I think. Managed to not have to stop, and managed to get the bike down the gearbox from third into first. So we're going to go straight over. So mirrors all clear. We've got to let this guy through. Quick observation all round, across the roundabout. So anyway, we've done the mod 1, which I'm really pleased about. So just got the mod 2 to take. Be nice to get through my test, and then I can get out and learn on something a little bit bigger if I choose to do so. Haven't made my mind up yet. Well, I actually want to go out and test ride some of the bikes that are in the shortlist. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bikes on the shortlist, I think. I did get offered to test ride at the Kawasaki dealer in Greenham in Newbury. They said when you've passed, come and take the 650 Versus out. So I think I will, because I've been riding a 650Z on my Mod 1 and on the training for it, and it didn't feel as big or as, you know, heavy. Well, it was heavier than the 125, but it wasn't OTT, and I thought maybe I will look at it. But of course the price of the 650 is with panniers and things new is like 8 grand, as opposed to my original thoughts of the KTM, which is about 5.5, which is what I'd really like to spend. I don't really want to spend any more than that for a motorbike at the moment, because my hobby is exactly what it is, a weekend hobby. I don't need it for work or commuting or anything like that. So we're thinking maybe a Versus 650 is too big and too expensive and too much for me. Observation, off we go. So that's where I'm coming from with that. I'm thinking the KTM might be just the right bike, really. But the short list is Honda CB250 Rally, Honda CB500X out of the Honda range, and KTM 390 Adventure from the KTM brand, and Kawasaki. I will test ride the 650 Versus because it's been offered, but I think it's sort of a bit too expensive and maybe too much for me at the moment for a sort of weekend hobby, because the Hondas, both the Hondas are sort of, the CB500 Honda's like 6.2 I think, the 250 Rally is sort of 5.5, and yeah, 5.5 I think it is, and the KTM is 5.5 as Niraz. So the most expensive bike out of all of those is the 500, the Honda CB500X at 6.2, and then of course you've got quite a big jump with the Versus. That's sort of 7.3 without any panniers, and 8 grand for the touring version with the panniers. And albeit it didn't feel particularly heavy, it's on a 17-inch wheel at the front, whereas both the Honda 500 CB500X and the KTM 390 Adventure are on 19-inch wheels, rims I should say, or wheels, and the dirt bike, the Rally, is on a 21-inch front and 18 rear, which is the same as my little bike I'm riding around now, the Motorini SX125, and I'm thinking I do most of my riding on the road, albeit I like the green lanes, and you know, Haven't made my mind up really. Which bike I want just yet. I think it'll all be in the test ride really. So we'll go test ride the bikes and see which one I really like, rather than which one looks like I want it, if that makes sense. I have set on the KTM and it does look nice and it seems to tick all the boxes. Feels relatively comfortable and a nice position in the riding when you've sat on it to ride. Feels nice. Whether the Honda will change my mind or not, I mean the Honda's got to be powerful enough. I'd rather have a Honda than a Kawasaki, I think. You do get nice things on the 650s versus like adjustable suspension front and back, whereas you don't on the Honda so much, or not quite as much. But that, you know, for my level of skill and riding ability and what I do with it, do I really need to worry about things like that? Probably not, to be honest. So we'll head up this way. We'll do my normal route in reverse, I think, today. And no doubt there'll be water on the road down here. There always is. There must be a leak on a water service or pipe. There's always water coming down here. Always, even when it hasn't been raining, there's water. And I reckon they've got a leak up here. Really exciting stuff, isn't it? But there we are. So we're just practicing our positioning, and I haven't done the training yet, but I think we ought to be riding in the middle of the road, as I was taught on my CBT. And if I hang a left, I go into the number 1 position. If I'm riding down the road, generally number 2, which is the middle. And if I'm taking a right hand turn at a T-junction or something, I want to be in number 3. So we've got 1, 2, position 3. So that's what I think. But I haven't been on the course, I haven't done the training yet. I've watched lots of videos, and I think I've got the right idea. So we'll be riding the central position here, unless it's beneficial to see round the corner to ride out a little bit, which I know is probably advanced riding. So for example, this corner, I'll just come out a little bit from the centre, whoop, down to 30. Got to watch all my speeds now, because of course out on your test, if you speed, you've probably had it as in failed, and you need to make sure you turn your indicators off appropriately and put them on appropriately. So we'll ride the 3 o'clock position at the moment. Nice straight road, no reason to be nearer the white line or the curb. There's not too much debris from the leaves on the trees and things in the middle of the road, so happy to ride number 2 position. Obviously if there's a lot of loose gravel in the middle of the road, we'll evaluate as we ride, safety first as such. So we're whizzing along here, trying not to let the speed creep up. So we've got a couple of weeks of opportunities to get out and practice, and I'll try and watch a video or 2 this evening of someone doing their mod or the training for the mod 2, with a view that I don't waste my 2-week opportunity learning the wrong stuff, only to be told it's wrong when I do the training on the 7th and 8th. So That's the thoughts behind that.